Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Saria, and in today's video we are reviewing and recapping and talking about Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 6 Episode 20. Yes, Fights and Feelings. I got the episode right up here on my laptop. I'm gonna watch a little, we're gonna talk a little, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. All right, let's get into it. See you in a second. Okay, so far, just to give y'all a little context, okay, we at the Miami airport. We see Trina, Swerve, Bobby, Trick. Trina upgraded them to a private jet, so they're on their way to Carousel. Gael had to catch her own flight by herself. I guess she thought her and Bobby were going to fly together. But now we're seeing Trina and the fam get picked up in a Jeep, and I'm cracking up because I guess the Jeep is a little rough, and Trina said, listen, I'm all for roughing it, but this is a bit rough for me. Like, girl, I feel you. That's y'all. So that's how I felt when we went and we visited my family in Jamaica, and we went to St. Elizabeth. And I remember my cousin, and we're like straight driving uphill and like on like dirt roads. It was insane. But anyways, let's get back to the episode. Bobby is just talking about how one of the main reasons why he wanted to do this trip is that he wants to restore his closeness with Trina. And I honestly hope that happens because, you know, they're family, and like, Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind. And yeah, Joy is there as well. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say too. Bobby said that this trip is supposed to be a healing journey, you know, a healing spiritual thing for everybody. So yeah, and we're going to see if it's going to be that. Now he's sitting there in the van, and I just want to say, I don't know what Bobby did to his face, or maybe if it's his makeup, but something about how he looked in the confessional, like, I don't know, he just looked really aged. Like, I don't know. Okay, but yeah, he's sitting there in the van now, or in the Jeep, or whatever it is, putting on his chapstick, and he's like, listen, I love AMARA, but that last DR trip was a mess. And I didn't watch that season, but I guess between Alan and now looks like she had a confrontation with her and Shay. Like, yeah, but we'll see. Okay, I'm sorry. So Trina says, oh, so who did you invite? And so she's like, cause you know, you a little mixy, right? So he's like, oh, you know, AMARA, okay, cool. Tip, okay, cool. She fam. And then I forgot who else he said. He goes, now this might be a little controversial. He goes, Shay Johnson. I said, now it might be a little controversial, okay? Shay just be very passionate about a lot of stuff. And now I don't know who this is talking, but now somebody's saying that they don't want to see no arguing back and forth. But I'm sorry, that was so funny. He said this might be controversial, but Shay Johnson, like, I think Shay will be cool this trip. I feel like, let me not speak too soon. Trina, I feel you, okay? Because Shay does like to argue, but Trina says, listen, I don't want no arguing. I don't want no back and forth. If we ain't getting drunk, if we ain't dancing, if we ain't vibing, eating great seafood, I'm leaving. Trina, I feel you. That's all I want to do this summer. Well, not really get drunk, because Lord, I be having one sip and I can't get drunk. But anyways, definitely dance, eat great seafood. But you know, it's so funny though. I am a bartender. I've been a bartender for like 10 years. So I can whip up the drinks, okay? I can maybe have like a straw of a drink and that's it. But I can whip up the drinks, okay? Okay, I won't stop anybody else from doing that. But me, I cannot, y'all. I'm such a lightweight. And like, anyways. But yeah, I feel you, Trina. But of course, you know it's going to be arguing and drama and back and forth, girl. Stop playing. And Bobby goes, well, I'll be leaving with you. No, Bobby, you gotta stay there and stir the pot, Bobby. You can't leave, okay? All right, let me turn my episode back on. Ew, Trick talking about, oh, is Joy in the same room as me or in the room next to me? Ew, Trick, Joy don't want to be next to you. And now, y'all, and now, Bobby's like, oh, I'm gonna let the co-host tell y'all like where everybody's room is. And they're like, who is it? Y'all, look at everybody's face. I'm screaming. Look at Bobby's face. Yeah. Okay, but anyways, let's see everybody's reaction. Oh my goodness. Nobody seemed... Okay, so I just showed y'all everybody's reaction. The camera pans over and it's Gael standing there with a glass of champagne. Trick is like, Lord have mercy. And Trina's like, nope, don't even come up here. Just like, So yeah. But can you blame anybody? Like, Gael just be doing some low down dirty stuff historically. Okay? So I ain't even be mad at them. So we're only 5 minutes into the episode. Y'all know at this point I just like to talk. All 44 of y'all who be watching my videos, y'all know I just like to talk. But yeah, so we're gonna see everybody get out, greet Gael. And so far, I haven't seen anybody else on the trip, but once again, we're only 5 minutes into the episode. Yeah. So they just got on the little I think they're called, you know, the little golf carts on the resort. And sorry y'all. And they're like, cheers. And Trina's like, now Trina, okay, listen. Gael has, I know you have your reservations. I get it. But Gael has not done anything yet. So just put a smile on and just chill, Trina, but just chill, okay? And y'all, I promise I'm trying to get better at looking at the camera, because I was watching one of my videos and I'm like, okay, Surya, it looks so weird when you're not looking at the camera. So yeah, I'm working on it. They just pulled up to like where they're gonna be staying on the resort. Everybody's impressed. Everybody's blown away. Was it one of AMARA's properties that they stayed at in the DR? But anyways, everybody's like, this is way better than the DR. This is so nice. And Gael's like, yes, because I planned trip. And Trina's in the confessional. She's saying, you know, although the planners are a bit iffy, this is nice. And talking about how it's an island of peace, great energy. I think that's what she said. So hopefully that's what can be achieved. Thank you, Trina. And by the way, Trina's confessional look this episode, she looks so pretty. And then we have Joy here. She says that she's expecting to have the time of her life on this trip. And y'all, I guess I have some travel content on my shorts. But y'all, I do have long form travel content. But anyways, y'all, I love the travel and I want to put Curacao on my list. Because I'm a Florida girl, y'all know. But also, too, I'm an island girl, and I love a good island vibe, okay? Tip and AMARA are arriving. Okay, Gael. So, we have Tip, Gael, Bobby, and AMARA sitting together. Talking. They're like, ooh, y'all look like y'all been relaxing. I'm sorry, y'all. Ew. They're like, you look like y'all have been relaxing, talking to Gael and Bobby. They're like, yeah, we have, planning a trip is exhausting. There are some hiccups our last trip. AMARA's like, when there's a lot of us, there's going to be hiccups. And it panned to a scene of them in the DR. And Gael's like, you and your baby daddy aren't together. I can do what I want. Alan came to my room last night and that girl... Oh, that's crazy on both ends for Gael and Alan. But anyways, and you know, in the confessional, Amara says she's not thrilled to see Gael. I wouldn't be either, especially with that situation. And then with child, what's her sister's name? Flo, right? But Bobby's like, you know, this is a new Gael. And Gael says in the confessional that she hopes to get closer with Amara. And right now, Gael's like, you know, we're just here to enjoy Carousel. And yeah, but you know, like I said, we're still very early. So everything is still real cute right now. How long is it going to stay that way? Okay. They're like, who else is coming? They mention Pinky Doll. Oh, Miami Tip mentions Pinky Doll. And Amada's like, even after what happened, because, you know, Pinky Doll was coming for Amada for no reason, giving weird, giving hater, giving jealous, giving so, but, you know, but Tip is like, you know, that can be resolved. And Bobby says, listen, anybody come on this trip with all that rah, 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 I will personally tell them to leave. Because if I'm not mistaken, I feel like Bobby and Ray J are going to end up getting into it. But I don't remember if I saw that correctly or not. So they're at dinner. They're taking shots. And Bobby's talking about how he has a surprise guest who's coming. And at first, I thought the surprise guest was Flo. But now I think the surprise guest is Ray J and Princess. And he's like, oh, I might have not thought this guest list all the way through. And you already know. I'm pretty sure it's them. And this is my thing. I just, like, I don't understand. Like, I don't think Amada was right for kind of moving how she did with Ray J. But at the same time, I feel like Princess is going to do the most. Just for what? For a husband that you don't even want? For a husband that has pushed you in the pool, drug you through the mud, all kinds of stuff. Well, not literally drug her through the mud. He did push her in the pool, but not literally drag her through the mud. But, you know, cheating and prostitutes don't count and all this other stuff. But you're going to have all this smoke with Amada. Like, Princess, just buy. Just buy in advance. But let's see. Okay, so sooner than I thought would happen, we see Princess and Ray J walk up. And Bobby goes, surprise, my surprise guest is here. But it was supposed to be Princess. He didn't invite Ray J. Right? And Princess has like a dress on. Ray J has a robe on. And Bobby's like, what is he doing here? Y'all together? And Princess is like, no. And Ray J's like, man, Bobby, don't even start. Don't start being messy. Of course, Amada's like, okay, I can't believe these two are here. Like, come on, Bobby, like, what's going on? And Bobby says, he's the reason why you and Amada even fell out. And they pan it to a scene with Bobby and Amada talking. And Amada's like, yeah, no, Ray J used me because nothing happened between us. Remember earlier in the season when he was like, oh, he smelled her lady area. And it's just like, and I mean, even I thought that was so dumb. I'm like, how could you even, y'all are grown. Talking about you smelled something. You ain't smell nothing. You would have done more than smelling if that happened. So sir, bye. Grown as heck talking about, oh, you smelled her vagina. So, and Ray J just always, like, I don't know why, but every scene that I see with him, he just always seems like he is just high out of his mind. Just high and just entitled, mean, unserious, energy. And Ray J's like, relax, ninja, insert. We just got here, And Bobby's like, well, I've been here. Okay. And we see in the confessional, Princess says the reason why she brought Ray J is because she wanted to be a start of a new friendship because she got a new man and he can't really accept that their marriage is done and over and over with. And I mean, Ray J is sitting here in this robe looking high, distressed, and depressed. Okay, ready to start some mess. That was good. That was good. Let's continue. So, Trick was like, what is your problem with Ray J? He was like, because after what Princess told me, he said Princess confided in him. He was like, I feel like what Ray J did was some... Boy... We see Ray J putting a towel over his head, like literally got a towel, literally just put a towel over his head in shame. Because it literally is, it's so childish and immature and just for fun. Let me see some, just for fun. Because, hold on. Okay, let's see. William Ray Norwood Jr. is 44 years old. Okay, too old to be sitting there spreading lies on women. Like, yeah, Bobby, call him out. Let's get this started. Call him out, Bobby. And here comes Trick. Oh, you don't call no real a beat. Okay, what does that even mean? A real ninja? You know what he said. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Cause he's straight, and what? So Bobby can't call him out? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Cause it has nothing to do with him being straight, gay, none of that. What he did, and exactly what Bobby said. He said, I didn't call him that. I said, he's acting like that. And it's true. He is acting like that. And Ray J, oh, he's just ridiculous. And now he's talking about, oh, Bobby thinks that he can talk to me like that. And he doesn't know why. Just the same reason why you think that you can disrespect and be rude to women and lie on them. So, hold on. Well, actually, let me rewatch. This is the island of healing, so we want to keep it very light and fluffy. Trina, shut up. Because you was hee ha 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 when your husband was throwing a drink at Bobby. Shut your mouth, Trina. So, Ray J's like, I don't know why Bobby feels like he can talk to me like this. And Bobby's like, because I'm feeling some type of way. Because when AMARA told me that you asked her what her vagina smells like, because he said that he smelled it, but I guess apparently he just asked her. But either way, nothing happened between them, right? And so then Princess interrupts, which this is what blows me. Princess interrupts. You can't blame a man for being a man. You can't blame, I don't blame him for it. Was it the same thing when he was out there cheating on you? When he was actually out there cheating on you, was, oh, you can't blame a man for being a man? Because I guess, yeah, prostitutes don't count. Right. When he's throwing off your pH balance, you can't blame a man for being a man, huh? When he's disrespecting your marriage and your marriage, you can't blame a man for being a man. Girl, please. And this is what his problem is. Somebody's always out here defending his foolery. Coffee, sorry. And then so Miami Tip says, hold on, because you know she was quiet. She says, so why did you punch him out of them? And then here's Princess. Because this is literally what she said. Because she deserved it. She was my friend. So you punched her. Like, when I really think about it, like, because the thing is, now, AMARA, I agree. You should have never even, the thought of just trying to do some business with Ray J was a no. Just for, yeah. One, he's Princess's ex. That's just messy. And two, it's just like, he's just so unserious. But then Princess, you really didn't have to punch her. She did not deserve it. You took out your anger out that you had for Ray J and all those other women, and AMARA was just a representation of that. So you punched AMARA. But she did not deserve it. She really did not. You sitting here coddling him, and he's getting an ego stroke because you sitting here punching women in the face over him. Like, that is such hood rat behavior. Like, ugh. Like, I really see why Princess and Ray J got together. Like, hold up. Okay. So Amada's just quiet, and she's like, you know what? I don't think we should even be talking about this. And then we see Ray J like, oh, like, I don't even know why you talking to me like this, because you trying to, and you know, he got the towel over his head. You trying to bring something out of me. I'm sorry, I can't even. You trying to bring something out of me. So he gets up and he walks over to where Bobby is sitting. He's like, say what you said to me again. No, he asked, before he gets up and he walks over, he asked Bobby if he knows how to swim. And Bobby's like, yes, I can swim. Well, what's getting it taken to this soprano type level, you know, whatever. Then Ray J comes and he walks over. He's like, say what you say to me again, and like all up in Bobby's face. And now Bobby's about to repeat what he said. And Bobby was like, he doesn't say the boy, but he was like, I just feel like, you know, how you were acting out of line. And Ray J's like, no, say what you said with the two B's, say what you said with the two B's. And Bobby's like, hold up. And he gets up, he's like, Ray, I don't know what you're trying to do, but I ain't never dusted no smoke. I love the, oh my gosh, I love my Floridians. But, so yeah, now it's on a commercial. Child, it's about to be chaos. Pinky Doll and Flo are gonna show up together, it looks like. And then we see Ray J smoking a cigarette in distress, talking to Trick, talking about how he went through Princess's phone. I hope he saw some good old nastiness in there. What else? And then we see Zoe Brinks and Shay end up coming, and it looks like that might be the next day. And then we see Alan show up, and then it's Shay versus Alan all over again. Lord, I'm sure there'll be some peace and good energy, right? I'm screaming. He said, I ain't never ducking no smoke. What's up, Ray? What's up? You know, security gets involved. Princess is like, if I can forgive this man and I'm divorcing him, then you just relax. And Bobby's like, okay. And it's just like, Princess, and why isn't it the same thing with AMARA? But whatever. Bobby's like, you know, I was hoping that AMARA and Princess would make up on this trip, but I don't think that's going to happen with Ray being here. Princess is about to get Ray to come and have a drink. And then I'm pretty sure this is Flo and Pinky Doll are about to show up. So yeah, and Tip is like, y'all give me a drink because y'all give me high anxiety, period. Princess and Ray J take a shot. She says, if we're not getting along, she says in the confessional, our friendship is important, and if we're not getting along, how are we going to raise these kids together? That's fair. I still think she should just let it go with AMARA. They don't have to be friends, but it doesn't have to be animosity. We see Flo and Pinky Doll show up. Bobby is gagged. Dang, AMARA she just not gonna get a break this trip. She's really the star of this season, honestly. Everything's about AMARA. Flo is evil and divisive. Nobody like Flo. Everybody like me. Gael but confessional. I'm sorry. Then we see Flo. She's pulling Gael to the side. They're going to talk. And AMARA said that she's going to do her regardless. And AMARA, I just hope she keeps it classy until Alan gets there. Shay and Zoe pull up right as an argument almost started, because when Flo and Gael were talking, Tip was like, well, your sister is really trying to change. And Flo was like, she ain't trying to change. And Shay's already like, I thought this trip was supposed to be about healing. Oh, healing? I think some healing will happen, okay? A few tower moments, as I used to say when I did tarot cards in the past. But but yeah, it's supposed to be a healing trip. It's gonna be a little rough before the healing comes, I think. She said she wanted to relax and reprogram AMARA from her Alan addiction. Stop. Bobby said, when was the last time you seen Shay? She was like, at the release party. And he's like, when you were losing your over Alan again? Like, ugh. And Amada's in the confessional now talking about, oh, it's just not that simple with Alan. It is. He's married. He's not leaving his wife. Why do you want to have more kids with him? Just co-parent. Simple. You're making yourself the side chick. You are creating your own problem in that dynamic. I don't get it. So right now, it's, who is that? Joy. Oh, by the way, Trina and Swerve slid out like 10 minutes ago, right? Just calmly went back to their room. But we have now AMARA, Joy, it looks like, Shay, Tip, Bobby, and they're all discussing the last time that, you know, Shay saw AMARA at the release party, and Shay's like, you know what? I don't apologize for anything I said because I was sticking up for you. I wish that you would say some of the things that I said. Excuse me. And, you know, AMARA's like defending him, and she's just like, you know what? With or without y'all, he's always going to be in my life. And, you know, that's just what it is. It's not that easy. And Tip is like, you know, Shay, you're right in what you're saying, but you're wrong in your approach. And it's so funny because when AMARA's like, oh, he's going to be in my life no matter what, with y'all or without y'all. And Tip is like, and he still won't beat you. And here's AMARA's like, but this bitch is always going to be the mother of his kids. And now she's saying, but it's nobody's place to tell me about my baby daddy. Girl, I mean, sorry, like, you are just fighting so hard for what? For what are you fighting? Like, I get it. You don't have to talk bad about him necessarily. But it's just like, nobody wants you sitting there begging him to put it in a cup and to ask his wife if he can do, like, you sound stupid. Or, y'all, I bet you she's still sleeping with this man. I bet y'all. Please, put a comment down. I feel like AMARA is still sleeping with this man because, girl. Oh. And I say that, not that that's an excuse, but I'm like, that has to be why her mind is so gone. I don't know. Like, it just feels like that. But anyways, let me press play so I can finish seeing what they finna say. Oh my gosh. So Bobby is like, it's a lot of passion because, you know, y'all are sisters. There's a lot of love there. And AMARA's like, oh, you don't see me sitting here talking about Fable. And I feel bad because Shay is sitting here crying. And Shay's like, Fable's not married. And AMARA goes, he's not married to you. Ooh, AMARA. Fable, is not, is not the best, okay? You know, how he has behaved and how he handled Shay in their relationship. But he is not married. So you can throw that out there. Oh, well, he's not married to you. No, baby. You sitting over here willingly being a side chick to this man. Now she's sitting here. You don't know what he wants to do with me. Girl, please. He doesn't want to do anything with you. How about that? Dummy. Like, I just don't get it. Like, you sitting here fighting so hard for this man. Ooh, I cannot wait until he shows up. Y'all, we're only 21 minutes in the episode. We still have 32 minutes left. And let's see. 5 commercial breaks. Well, I think 4 because that last one, the scene after is probably the preview for the next episode. But, I cannot. Shay says, Alan ain't. AMARA says neither is Fabo. And then everybody's like, you know, this is too much. And everyone gets up and leaves. And Bobby's just sitting there like, this is too much. This is off to a horrible start. And yeah. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to watch like 10 minutes because I know I keep coming back a lot. And then go from there. So I'm going to test myself. I'm going to come back in 10 minutes, y'all. I know I said I would come back in 10 minutes. It's been 2 minutes. Well, not really. It's been like 5 minutes. So anyways, we see everybody in the van. It's the next day. It's Shay, Joy, Trick, Tip, Bobby. Bobby's like, last night ended in tears for me. They're kind of like rehashing a little bit what happened between him and Ray J. And then they start talking about what happened between Shay and AMARA, and Trick said something was like, she constantly talking about AMARA. She constantly messes with dudes that plays people. And I'm like, dang, that is so true. What basically Trick is, I feel like what Trick was saying, but he didn't like necessarily articulate it the right way, is that she's always going for attracting these men, going with these men that manipulate people, that manipulate her, play on her. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, girl. And then Joyce said that she also felt judged. And it's like, it's not that people are judging her. Like, I mean, yeah, like I'm sure some people are. But it's just more so people wanting her to see what's going on. Because, you know, everything always looks different from the outside looking in, you know? And Shay's just saying that, you know, she's going to speak her mind even if AMARA doesn't like it. And I mean, facts. But, you know, AMARA's going to do what she wants to do. And like I said, I'm very interested to see what happens when, when Alan gets here. But yeah, I'm screaming. So we see Ray J and Princess laying out on the beach. And Princess is putting like some sunscreen on. And of course she's in a bikini looking good. Okay, because one thing about Princess, that girl is beautiful. Okay, that girl is beautiful and shapely with beautiful long flowing hair. So like, you got to give it to her. She's rubbing herself down and Ray J starts touching her side. He's like, you need some right here. Right here. And she's like, no. None of that. None of that. And he is just like, you know, and he's like, man. And she was like, you should have thought about that. But, you know, they're having a little banter back and forth. And now Ray J's saying, let's talk about last night. Ray J, let's talk about last night. Let's talk about it, friend. So Princess and Ray J have a very short conversation about Bobby. She's like, listen, you love Bobby. I love Bobby. Just let it go. He's like, no, I don't. And she's like, okay, well, whatever. We're here for the good vibes. Just chill. Now we see Flo and Pinky Doll getting together. They stayed back. Oh, because everybody else is at the beach, right? They stayed back because they didn't like the vibes for last night. And let's see what these two are about to get into. So, yeah. I don't know, because I don't really care for either one of these people. But anyways. Oh, but what I do want to say is Curacao is beautiful. I'm like, I have got to mention this in the midst of all of the drama. Curacao is gorgeous. So they're talking about their sister stuff. Flo is talking about her and Gael. She's like, you know, I've always been the favorite. You know, she just wants to be like me. I got a restaurant. She got a restaurant. Just a lot of jealousy. And then Pinky Doll gets into what happened with her and her sister, how they haven't spoken in 5 years. And, you know, they're beefed out. And Flo is like, and this is what I wanted to come on here and say. And Flo is like, but did she take your man? Did you take her man? And Pinky Doll is like, no, I didn't take her man. She didn't take my man. And it's like, Flo, that's not normal. Sisters don't normally do that. The way y'all be up in Love and Hip Hop swapping bodily fluids with one another. No, that's not like, people don't just be around here doing that. Sisters don't be around here sleeping with your sister's husband. Like, that's not normal. But I thought that was funny. So I had to correct myself because they showed the scene where her and her sister were getting into it. before she left. I remember that. And her sister was accusing her of wanting to be like her. And, you know, she obviously told Flo what her sister said about how Pinky Doll stole her dream. But, you know, Timbaland's like, her sister should be riding the journey with her. And that's what Pinky Doll says she wants. And she says that she actually invited her sister on the trip. So that's interesting. And I did not expect that. So we see, hold on, I need some water. 1 second. Ooh, that was good. So we see Gael talking with AMARA, basically telling her that she wants her to make up with Princess. Gael and AMARA go over to Princess, and Gael is trying to mediate. Like, oh, like, you guys should talk to each other. And Princess and AMARA are like, listen. And it was mainly Princess saying stuff and AMARA agreeing. She's like, listen, I don't want to talk to her. I'm not interested in talking to her. Respect is gone. I done already put my hands on her. I don't fight my friends. Once I put my hands on you, it's done. Respect is done. AMARA's like, agreed. Princess is like, I'm going to sit there and act like she doesn't exist. So if y'all don't mind, I want to enjoy my son. And Gael, if you don't stop me, and you're going to have a problem. And that was it. And honestly, I can't be mad at that. Y'all don't have to talk. Y'all don't have to be friends. It doesn't have to be that. Act like each other doesn't exist. Don't acknowledge each other. Move on. Period. So after Princess was like, oh, like, Gael, if you don't leave me and you are going to have a problem. AMARA goes, be careful. She may slap you. There goes the slapper. And they get up and walk away. And AMARA's like, oh, and Gael says to AMARA, oh, I'm sad it didn't work. And AMARA says, it doesn't have to work. You know, there's nothing to fix. Like, you know, it's not mandatory that everybody gets along. You don't have to be best friends with everybody. You can be cool. You can be cordial. That's it. Period. And, you know, Gael saying that she's sad it didn't work. But, Gael, it's fine. You tried your best, girl. Okay, so I'm sorry, y'all. It's my day off. I'm so cozy right now. Okay. Anyways, we see Trick and Ray J talking. And Trick is like, man, and mind you, let me tell you something. I do have to say this. Unc is out here looking much more healthy than he was in the beginning of the season. He looks like he's been drinking his water. Unc is out here looking refreshed, okay? He sees Ray J. He says, oh, I see you in a better mood today. Ray J's like, yeah, you know, I'm going to let that stuff go from yesterday. And Ray J admits to Trick that, oh, you know, the reason why I said I was so close to AMARA, that I could smell her, you know, her vagina, is because, you know, Princess is moving on and she all happy. And Trick says, dang, so, you know, you're just being petty. And Ray J's like, yeah. Sorry, I'm messing with the water bottle. And Trick is in the confessional. He's like, I know what it's like to lose the only woman you ever loved. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I can't. Are Trick and Joy still married? I think they are. But, yeah, and Trick even says that in the confessional. He's like, Ray J needs to be honest about what happened with AMARA. Like, because, come on. But, yeah. So, of course, like I said, Ray J is hurt. He is hurt. He done messed up so bad. Princess is moving on. And he says she's keeping it real with him about it too. And good for her. Honestly, good for her for moving on. They can be friends. They can be co-parents. But he can't, you know, she's done. He can't do what she needs him to do, you know. Good for her. But yeah, Trick was funny. That had me cracking up. But yeah, they're still talking. Let me finish watching. Y'all, I'm cracking up. He's like, and she keeping it real with him. It's like, oh, I'm going here for a week to see this. Can you watch the kids? And Trick is like, I ain't even, oh, nah. I'm screaming. Trick is so funny. He is just hurt. Trick is hurting for Ray J. They having some good guy time that Ray J needed, okay? He having his cigarette. He looking less high and depressed today. So, yeah. Um, and now he's getting into some stuff that he's seen in her phone that he says that he wished that he hadn't saw. I'm sure she has seen some things that she wishes that she hasn't saw either. Ray J. Not that it's tit for tat, but I'm just saying. Okay, nothing else is really said between them. Trick is like, oh man, she gotta calm down. I'll tell her. I don't really know what he means by she gotta calm down, if that's reference to AMARA or what she's doing with the other men, but that she's talking to, but that's none of Trick's business and it's none of Ray J's business. As long as she's keeping her kids out of it, and I'm sure she is. One thing about Princess 2, beautiful, yes, but I definitely know that she is a good mom and takes care of her kids. So outside of that, it's none of Ray J and definitely not Trick's business. Like, Trick is so upset about Joy, and he just be hurting. It's okay. It's okay, Trick. You're looking healthy this episode. It's okay. So we see Shay and Zoe talking. And they're just really talking about what happened between her and Ching. Shay is like, you know, can I help mend things between you two? And Zoe's like, no, girl. Ain't nothing to mend. She says she don't like me, X, Y, and Z. And that was pretty much it. She said she was happy she didn't touch her because she don't want to go to prison. But now we see Trick coming over to Bobby and Princess, and Bobby's like, oh, Trick, I saw you over there talking to Ray J. What's the temperature? Does he hate me? And he's like, nah, it ain't even about you. It's deeper than that. You just making it worse. Here comes Trick. He's about to come and defend Ray J. Let's see what he says. Like, okay, so Trick is saying, oh, Princess, you don't need to tell him that you're gonna go be with another dude. Like, he doesn't need to know that. And Princess is like, well, I'm just an honest person. And I just want to say this real quick, because I want to finish hearing the rest of this conversation. And yes, Trick, Bobby can say period. Because when she was like, I'm honest, he was like, period. I feel like she should tell him who she's going to be with, because I feel like that's the safe thing to do. Where she's going to be and who she's going to be with. Because God forbid if something, not like something would happen to her, but just to know, that's a smart thing. In my opinion. Like, of course, she could tell somebody else where she's going to be, who she's going to be with, but I feel like that's a responsible thing to do as the co-parent. And I like what she said too. She was like, the difference between me and Ray is that I'm upfront and he'll lie about what he's going to do, and I'll see it on social media the next morning. So yeah. And I don't know what she's about to say, but she says, do you know how long it's taken for me to be in this space? Probably just to feel confident in herself. Not like as far as looks, but, you know, just to put herself back out there and, you know, whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick. Let's see what else Trick is going to say to defend Ray J. So Trick is like, oh, like, I know this place that he's in. I've been in this place and it's not a good place. And you don't want anyone that you love to be in that place. Basically telling her to, you know, to not tell Ray J where he's going, because Ray J is depressed because Ray J's sad about the divorce. I mean, Ray J needs to get therapy. That's not Princess's job to be responsible for his emotions. He made his decision and that's it. And I don't think that her saying, hey, me and my boyfriend or this man that I'm seeing, we're going to go out of town here to, you know, just to let you know, can you watch the kids? I don't think that's anything. And yes, I know it's not easy. And then Trick also says, oh, the problem with women is y'all think that men don't have feelings. And she's like, I know people have feelings. She, like, what her feelings too. You know, she probably went through a lot to where, like she said, she was even comfortable to tell him that. And I don't know. I don't feel sorry for Ray J. Like, I know, I understand it's difficult, but Princess is allowed to move on, and he needs to get help. He needs to seek professional help if he's truly that depressed. Princess changing her behavior or not telling him this, telling him that, that's not going to help him. He needs to seek professional help. And I'm not even being funny. Like, for real. Okay, so we see Pinky Doll and her sister sit down, and they start to discuss, you know, the relationship, because Pinky Doll hasn't spoken to her since Montreal, and Pinky Doll's just basically like, girl, we're supposed to write this thing together, but her sister just seems to really just be hating on her. She just cannot let go of the fact that, oh, I started this, you stole my idea. Okay, girl, just move past that and just jump on the bandwagon. Who cares? She got you on Love and Hip Hop now, and you just still being mad. Like, so I don't know what if there's something else that happened, maybe when they were kids, something else that she's holding on to. But girl, you ain't never gonna be really successful until you let all that go, girl. Like, So yeah, but Pinky Doll tried. I can't blame Pinky Doll. She really did try. And then her sister like got up because she got mad, and then she called her song trash. I don't think it's trash. I like it. I like it for what it is. Ride it like a cowgirl. And what she told her fans, because she was streaming when they first showed the scene, and she's like, and the best one who does a dance in my new song, you going on my page. Love you. Like, you know, so I feel like her sister's hustling backwards, and she should drop whatever hateration she got going on and just jump on the bandwagon and really get this money instead of holding on to a grudge. But it seems like she's gonna keep holding on. But anyways, so real quick, next thing we got Zoe, Shay, Ray J Princess, Joy, Bobby, Gael, Tip, AMARA, and Go. And we have not seen Trina and Swerve. They're probably in somewhere else in the hotel, minding their business, having a good old time. But anyways, let's go. I'm pretty sure this is Alan. When Alan's gonna show up, let's get into it. Y'all, Alan just got here. It's mayhem already. Bobby's like, what are you doing here? This is my vacation. I planned this. And Alan's like, listen, I got my own money. I can show up wherever I want to. Shay looks at Amada and's like, Amada, why is he here? And Amada's like, I didn't invite him. Okay. And he's like to Amada, can I talk to you? And the next thing you know, you see Shay, she stands up, and did she call him an ugly B? Yeah. Something, but she called him the B word. And I'm like, ugh. And Alan's like, why you always barking? You always barking. And Shay's like, because I'm gonna make sure that she don't want you, that she don't want nothing to do with you. And I'm just wondering what BS Alan is about to tell Amada. Like, I kind of feel like I know where this may be going, but I really hope Amada says no. But let's see. Shay is screaming, he do not care, Amada. And then you see Gael over there with her drink. She said, boy, Gael, you thinking about Alan, huh? He said he found out where she was via social media. And he says to her, he was like, what, you're not happy to see me? I'm screaming. She's like, it's just a lot going on right now. And he said that he doesn't care what Shay's saying. What other people say don't affect him. And Shay's still going off over there in the cut. She's with security, and security's like, calm down. And honestly, Shay, calm down. Calm down, because you are doing the most. And yeah. So let's see what Alan is. I know I said that already, but you know I don't know exactly how the scene's gonna go. But anyways. Oh, Lord. I knew it, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, I knew it. She's addicted to what is addicted. Jesus, I knew it. Y'all. Y'all. So, he tells her, he had a conversation with his wife about doing the in vitro, putting it in a cup. He said he wants to put two baby boys in her belly, right? So what I feel like he's saying is that he wants to choose him, and he has to start making decisions. And they didn't mention it, but they I think they're gonna do it the natural way. I don't know, but my reaction is because she grabs him. No, he says to her, "So what do you think about that?" And you could tell she's clenching her jaw, but she wants to smile. She goes, "Oi," and she pulls him to try to walk away, like they could walk away together. And he was like, "Ooh, you are so hot." And he goes and he pulls her to him. And he's like, "No, I want you to show me." She's like, "Oh, yeah, you want me to show you?" And they're embracing each other. And I'm like, why am I not surprised? And of course, everybody's in the background like, "Girl, he playing you. He manipulating you." But I think we still got one more minute of this scene. So let me press play because, y'all, I'm sorry. That was too much. That I cannot, mind you, he said nothing. I'm sorry, I was eating wings. Nothing about leaving his wife. Nothing about it. He's not leaving his wife. He just wants to have more kids with AMARA. So AMARA, you about to sit here and have more kids with a married man. She's holding him. He's holding her. They giggling. They walk away holding hands. Everybody's like, "Man, F this," and they walk away. Princess and Ray J take a selfie. But real quick, AMARA and Alan walk away holding hands. You already know what's gonna happen. Let's not be dumb. We're all grown here. These people already have kids and probably have been sleeping together this whole time. Lord. And it's just like, AMARA, girl, you would do yourself more justice having boundaries with this man and keeping your legs closed for him instead of being so easily accessible. He's going to stay with his wife. You're going to continue to have more kids with him. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I guess that's what she wants. Because he said nothing about leaving his wife. All he said was that it didn't make his wife happy. His wife obviously doesn't want them to have more kids together. But he's going to do it anyway. So that made her smile. That made her feel chosen. And it's just like, girl, the self-esteem is down here. My camera angle is down here. And I just don't get it. But that's her. But now it says here, let me mute this so I can play it. It says, after the cast day at the beach, Ray J and Princess got into an argument off camera and departed the carousel trip early. And then let's see, does it say? Okay, and that was it. I don't know why, but I'm happy that they left early. I mean, I hope they're okay, but I'm also happy they left early. All right, y'all, so we're getting into the preview for next episode. So far we see Shay's mom meeting up with Mike Nasty and Mama D. And then we see Hot Topic arriving, right? And then somebody invited Shay's baby daddy. Hold up. What is about to happen next episode? Hold up. Y'all. I forgot that Gael and Fable were in an intimate relationship with one another. I'm trying to stop cursing. I forgot they was out here hunching. And Gael invited him to the trip. And Shay's there. So Shay gonna be busy. Okay? Just like how Alan and Amara finna be busy in them sheets. Shay finna be busy with Gael. And then ooh. Oh, man. This is gonna be interesting. Wait. Not him talking to Shay saying that he was here to get his family back. But then Shay confronts him about being on the phone with multiple women, I guess, on the trip, or I don't know, with Jai in the car. So no, it was probably in the past. He gets up, he leaves. You were here to get your family back, but you've been messing around with Gael. Okay. Shay gets upset. She's like, you don't got no fight in you at all. As soon as you hear something you don't like, you walk away. Duh, girl. He don't want to take responsibility or accountability for anything. Duh. Oh, my gosh, dude. But then now we see Amara and Amara and Alan pop out. Right? And then they start reading some texts from, I guess Gael starts showing somebody messages. I don't know if it's between her and Alan. And Flo's like, oh, so you with her now? Oh, yeah, because they didn't see what happened. Oh, so you with her now? And that upsets Flo and Gael. And Alan's like, I don't care. Y'all can read whatever you want. And if you think Amara finna care, child, please. But then Alan and MJ are about to sit down. And Alan tells him, you just want Amara to take care of your ass. Stop it. Because I remember you were a bum, MJ. Okay, and I don't think that Amara should be with you either, honestly. So I can't even, Amara should have plenty of options, but that's a different topic. Alan runs over to MJ. You already know that the producers are security's gonna stop it. But y'all, that was the episode. Bro, I still stand by what I said. Amara's the star of the show. Amara is the star of the season. Everything's about Amara. Everything's about Amara, even when it's not. Okay, and I think it's gonna be I thought it was so funny, Gael and Flo trying to go after Alan. Yeah, he played both of y'all too, dummies. Bro, if Marlon pops out on this thing. But yeah, that was it. That was the episode. I feel like I've been on FaceTime with my bestie. Best friend, see you next week.